You can actually fit all 24 seed words on one single, like 1-inch titanium or stainless steel washer and nylon. The neat thing about that is you can put 12 seed words on one side of the washer, flip that little bugger over and put 12 fake seed words on the back. No one would ever know which ones are the right ones. If you add a passphrase on top of this, like, it makes this thing nearly bomb-proof. The thing we absolutely need to do as Bitcoiners is to stop being apathetic hodlers, to stop being price speculators, and to start being participants in the network. Bitcoin, in my opinion, is the most important invention that's ever been created by mankind. It is the first and only property that's ever existed that cannot be seized by the state. That changes the rules of the game forever. It is a shot heard around the world. People just haven't realized it yet. 23,000 nodes, it's a barrier that can be overcome. 23 million, impossible. Never, ever, ever happen. That is freedom money. That is freedom property for eternity if you get to 23 million nodes. Whether you pick knots or core, I don't care. I really don't.
G'day legends, welcome back to G'day Bitcoin. Joining me today is two incredible human beings. We've got Robin Seyr and Daniel from Microseed and the Robin Seyr podcast. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for having us. This is an awesome lineup, man. Like with you, Sean, and with Daniel, I'm hyped.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much, Sean. It's great that you're doing this, man. Much appreciation.
It's my pleasure so much. And just for a little bit of backstory, everyone, we are going to unbox the Microseed. So I had Robin on for the latest podcast, talking to him. I'm like, who's the next guest that I should have on? He's like, you've got to have Daniel on. So I had Daniel on, and we're talking about showing me the website and everything like this. So I'm like, oh my God, like this is just one of the most amazing, incredible ways to be able to stamp your seed and to steal titanium or nylon. It's incredible. I'm like, I'm going to put this up on my website. I'm going to put it in the links below. Like, if people do not have their seed, like if it's still on paper, that's a great start. It's an amazing start. It's, you know, they're starting to get there, but it has to be on steel minimum, then titanium, the nylon for border passes and stuff. I think they'll talk about that. But I was like, this is just incredible. But what's so unique that I've never seen before is not one word per washer. And what this does is, and we'll show and we'll unbox this thing very shortly. And correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, but on one washer, you can get all 24 seed words, and it can be steel, titanium, or nylon, which is absolutely incredible. Anything you want to add before we start to unbox this? And like, I've been waiting for this thing. I've had it for like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, let's go, gentlemen.
Yeah, no, I mean, you summed it up really well. Thank you. It's a great way to introduce the Microseed. That you're spot on. You can actually fit all 24 seed words on one single, like 1-inch titanium or stainless steel washer and nylon. But yeah, we can definitely get into what all these things are about and where they come from and why we kind of came up with that solution for it. But yeah, totally selfish invention. And it's precisely for what you're talking about. Get the whole thing. Get it off paper, because that really gives us a legitimate stomach ache.
and especially, I feel like also for the Bitcoin power users, it's really nice that you don't buy the plate where you can put it on. You buy kind of device, and with the device, you buy it once, and you can just put it on as many washers as you want. I mean, those washers you can obviously buy from our shop, but you can just go in a store and pick it up for like, I don't know, 10 cents, 50 cents, whatever. Yeah. And just get those out and like get it on. And this is kind of, for me, the main feature that actually sold me of like, oh, I don't have to get out. Like if my seed phrase gets compromised, like my dad makes a picture of it or like whatever, I don't have to like make the whole, have to pay another thing. And so I just like have the Microseed and like have it here and then can stamp array.
Awesome. Let me just grab something.
Yeah, of course.
So these are like titanium steel plates. They're pretty big. In Australian dollars, I think they're either like $60 or $90. Sometimes the cheaper ones go out of stock. It is titanium. If I've got someone and I'm just showing them, I'll give them one of these. It's not something that I use myself. It's just a little bit too big. But it's like a good start, because most people, they just put it on paper. And I'm like, you're dealing with like hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars or something. What happens if you have a house fire? What happens if your roof leaks or whatever happens? And they're like, oh, it's all right. Like, I can just put in my password again. I'm like, this is your password. Like, it has to be on steel. Like, no, you can't keep it on paper. So I'll give them these as a bit of a gift to be able to do it. But I think instead of spending $60 to $90 per person out of my own goodwill to be able to give them a washer, I think that's pretty incredible.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you could literally just like have a little stamping party, you know, just have some beers and just go, hey man, you want to stamp your seed phrase? Just back it up right there. And, you know, I mean, it's nice. It's a little community building thing. And it's not like every person in the world has to buy a microseed. Like you can share, you can help other people out, you know? And like you said, rather than spending $90, like you can just go, hey dude, like stop by the big box, you know, home improvement store on the way over and we'll stamp you out a wallet for every kid you got. Doesn't matter. You know, it just takes 10, 15 minutes. Super easy. Yeah.
I am so keen to open this. Like I've been waiting like a kid at Christmas as it's coming up. But just before we do, one thing that I was thinking about last night is, say you stamp the 24 words and you loaded, you know, like 10 million Satoshis onto it or whatever. On the other side of the washer, you could write that. And if you're in a place or whatever, you could just literally hand that over to them. They can plug it into their phone. They've got the words there. They can transfer it to another wallet. But say there is no internet or anything like that. Yes, it's a little bit of trust me, bro. You know, and within Bitcoin, we say don't trust, verify. But if you've got a good relationship and stuff, you know, you could just hand them that token. You could give them that little washer. And, you know, that really turns Bitcoin from digital gold back into physical gold in a way. I was just thinking about that last night. I was like, oh, this is so cool. But gentlemen, if you don't mind, I've been waiting so long to open this. Can we start to rip in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Please do.
These scissors, Stanley stainless steel scissors, they're absolutely insane. They're lethal.
That's awesome.
They like in Australia and Melbourne, Victoria, or in Victoria in general, it's a state they ban machetes. So I'm like, what are they going to do? Like they're going to go ban hammers, scissors, you know, pocket knives, everything like that.
Oh yeah.
Instead of addressing the problem, they just like come in with these reactions and stuff. And so I bought these and I'm like, oh, fuck, they're going to ban scissors like this next, like the greatest tool.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
they try to do that in England now, don't they? I mean, it's ridiculous. But,
yeah. And like they're taking away guns and everything like that. And this does relate to Bitcoin because Bitcoin's about like pure freedom and freedom of choice, freedom of what you do. And they're like, take all the guns away from the people that they disagree with. It's happening in New South Wales, I think, because of people's beliefs and stuff. But it's not the people that are like the people that are causing issues with whatever type of weapon or they're being delinquent. They're not buying a legal weapon anyway. So like it makes absolutely no sense. But let's let me just hide the invoice in case it has my address. I've chucked that underneath. We've got some paper that'll be good for the fire this afternoon. Oh, dude.
Oh, that's right.
He's chucked a book in.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Is this your book?
Yeah. That's the book I wrote. It's I put the block height in an autograph for you.
Let's go. That's awesome.
Yeah. Give it a whirl.
I absolutely love books. The Great Realignment. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be reading this probably over the Christmas period, if not before. And I'll do a review. I love it.
Awesome. It's a bit of a dense read. And just for anyone watching, I'm not selling. I mean, I do sell the book, but that's not my purpose in life. Like you can read it for free on Nostr. You can just follow the link from my Twitter handle. Or you can read it for free on medium.com. I'm like I said, I'm not here to pitch books. It's like information. It's open access. It's just, if you want to learn more about the history of money, that's a place to do it. So yeah, but thank you for showing it.
Dude, I love it. Like I love books and I love Bitcoin and talking to Bitcoin authors and stuff. That's probably like my most nerdiest thing on this space. So ladies and gentlemen, read the books, read the bugs. We do have it. We've got the little box here. Yeah. The inside box, we've got more cardboard there as well. So that's sort of what it looks like. It's pretty heavy. What we're talking about, in Australia, there's no import duties or anything like that. We'll put the links and everything below. You guys gave me a discount code, which we'll put down there for people as well. But you said you're not here to be able to shill books. Whether you get a Microseed or whatever, just get your Bitcoin onto steel, titanium, or nylon. Steel or titanium, really. I think the Nylon, we'll talk about the unique use case for that shortly. But I think even more importantly, and something that we all agree with, everyone please run a node. And let's unbox this. We'll have a look at it. I want to stamp a seed on it. But then I want to talk about the nodes, because version 30 core is coming out in 2 days' time at time of recording. It's already out by the time you're watching this video, and just your thoughts. But obviously for my two guests, Daniel and Robin, they can't see what I'm looking at, but the audience will. So this is the box here. We've got a crazy little hammer. That's super solid. Hammer. Yeah, that's so beautiful, actually.
Oh, thank you, man.
That's cool.
I think we can even show the progression, because I have the old, with even the old logo, like do you remember the golden one?
Oh, yeah.
I think, was this the first ever hammer to ship?
Well, the first ones I started shipping out, they're going to be 2 kilograms. So that was a little hefty. Yeah, but we found that people would kind of overhit the thing. Like, I think they get used to those big plates and they just smash the hell out of stuff. But you really, it's just like a light tap and you'll get a great impression. So, yeah. So we've kind of reduced the hammer down, and it's a neat little hammer. It's a cross peen hammer. And if you're not familiar with the cross peens, the neat thing about that slope thing on the back is you can actually use it to start a nail. Like if you have like a real small, like finishing nail, you know, like sometimes when you're trying to get them going, you can't, but you flip it over and tip, and then you can just whack away. So it's got some functionality beyond stamping seed phrases. Yeah,
probably not a bad thing to have next to the bed if they take away all your guns.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it certainly wouldn't feel good.
Cool. So this is the standard blank kit. We've got 1 titanium, 1 nylon, one stainless. Let's just open everything and look at them one by one. Three stainless, my apologies. Yeah. So these are obviously the stainless ones.
Yeah.
There. We'll stamp one of these on the show. I want to see how easy it is. But that's amazing. Definitely you can get these at Bunnings, or that's probably our version of Home Depot. Yeah, I think most people. And do you guys ship worldwide?
Yep, worldwide so far. It looks like India and Brazil might make our ban list, but outside of that, we're pretty much good to go. We've shipped to United Arab Emirates. All over the EU, Mexico, Japan, South Korea, New Zealand, Australia. A lot of folks in Australia. So thank you folks
Legends.
Down under. Yeah, absolute legends. Thank you.
If you've still got your Bitcoin on an exchange, or you're looking to take your Bitcoin security to the next level, I've partnered with the Bitcoin Way. They offer live help for setting up cold storage, running your own node, keeping your Bitcoin private, planning for the future, using multi-sig, and so much more. They never touch your keys. They will not touch your coins. Instead, they'll show you how to buy and keep them safe. If you want to make your Bitcoin setup safer, you can book a free 30-minute call and have a chat with them. Safety Namoose, the author of the Bitcoin Standard, Natalie Brunel, Preston Pish, and so many more recommend the professional IT cybersecurity team. Couple of outstanding things here. You can see they've been featured in Forbes, Bitcoin Magazine, Bitcoin Prague, Zero Hedge, Simply Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Safety, the Bitcoin Standard podcast with Safety Namoose, Bitcoin News, obviously Gday Bitcoin for a long time. They're the world experts in helping people become self-sovereign. It's not just about protecting your Bitcoin stash. Yes, they will help you do that in a very easy to understand step-by-step process. But from there, they can help you secure your data. They are your personal cybersecurity IT experts. And then step number 3 is getting a second passport, a Plan B residency. The team, very cheap, very affordable for people that are looking to take their sovereignty to the next level. You can find out more about their services. When you first log in to their website as well, they have got a free 3-minute quiz to allow you to check if you are doing your cybersecurity, your setup correctly. I urge everyone to jump onto the bitcoinway.com. I have put a link into the description for everyone. Could not recommend them enough. I've used them personally before I ever partnered with them for the channel, friends and family. They asked me to help them out. I'm like, go to the world experts. That is the Bitcoin way. So reach out to the Bitcoin way today. It's what I found with Bitcoin in Australia is people are starting to wake up in general, but it's like really the critical thinkers, those are like truly awake that see the problem, but it's such a small minority. But those Bitcoiners are proper Bitcoiners. They're Bitcoin maxis, a lot of them, they're doing everything right. So one question that I've got is the stainless steel is maybe like a third thinner than the titanium. Why is that?
It's just a manufacturing thing. Those titanium washers are actually machined components, whereas the stainless are stamped out of a big sheet. So it's a slightly different manufacturing process, but it also makes it the titanium a little bit more durable. But either one will fit into the Microseed, no problem. So, yeah.
Awesome. And I think this is what I'm the most excited about. The nylon washer. Last time, Daniel, when we were talking about it, just straight away the use case for it clicked. Obviously, titanium, steel, they're going to show up in X-rays, metal detectors, everything like that. I don't know if I would long-term keep my seed on nylon. I just wouldn't be comfortable with that. Obviously, it's still better than paper. But I was like, border passes, this is absolutely amazing. You could sew it onto your shirt or the inside of your shirt or make it look like a button. For example, you could put it in this little sleeve in your backpack or whatever. You could put it anywhere, really. It's this big. It's this big. For a little bit of reference, I was going to show the hammer, but, well, there we go.
Yeah,
like that's
tiny
it's tiny, it's small. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep.
Well, I'll tell you, we actually had the people from Chain Analysis come by our booth at Bitcoin Vegas last year, or earlier this year, and they had a bunch of like feds with them, and because they're kind of like a Fed adjacent type company, right? And these guys came along and they're just like, "Oh, what are you guys doing here?" and blah blah blah. And I showed him the nylon washer, and he was like, "Whoa, what's this all about?" And I go, "Yeah, it's nylon. You can't show up on body scan, X-ray, metal detection, any of it." And the guy was like, "Huh? You don't? Can I show this to my colleague?" And we're like, "Yeah, go nuts, dude." And both me and our other partner Fritz were sitting there kind of listening, and the guy's like going, "No way, there's zero chance I could ever find that, dude. Impossible." I was like, "Yeah, all right, that's what we're talking about,
I can't wait to see some words on any of these washers. Like 24 words on that. That's insane. Question. So I've got two of these things.
People keep asking me about the foam blocks. That's just to keep stuff from rattling around in the box. And it was like these little craft like dice things. So we're going to start stamping like little Bitcoin logos on them or something. But I mean, they're just like, you give them to the kids or I don't know.
Brian, I burnt that one. I was just playing around with it. But Brian Dement, the author of Bitcoin Evangelism, phenomenal book and parallel with Daniel Prince and Brian Dement, Bitcoin Evangelism. When he sent me the signed copier parallel, and there, I told you I'm nerdy with books. I love it. But he sent me some of these as well. So they just sit on the desk and they're the blocks building up.
Well, now I regret not putting a Bitcoin logo on those little foam ones.
Game on, gentlemen. You can thank Brian for the inspiration. Okay. Hey, that's cool. That's crazy. We're going to need this, I assume, to be able to bloody read the words.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's one of the things a lot of people would come by and go, "Man, it's so hard to read." And I go, "That's a feature, man." Like,
100%,
the thing is
that's a feature.
I've actually put these things into the little change cup at a metal detector, like right next to my keys, and like you just drop the washer in there with words on it, like not an actual seed phrase, but I just wanted to see if like security would be like, "Hey, why is there a washer in here with words?" Like nothing. They literally, it's invisible. They just go, "Yeah, whatever." They're looking for a gun. They're looking for a knife. They're looking for something like that. They're certainly not looking to make sure that your change is conforming to change, right? So it's the easiest thing in the world to scoot that past like most benign security checkpoints, airport security, whatever. But if you're really worried about it, one of the neat things about the nylon washers, we had someone come by the booth and he goes, "Man, I wish I could have that 6 months ago." And apparently he was trying to leave a country where they were forbidding exit. And they were metal detecting people at the border, right? He was trying to walk across and get out. And they were metal detecting. They're not looking for seed phrases, obviously. They're looking for watches. They're going to shake you down before you get out of the country, basically, right? You got some gold sewn into your shorts. They want to get that off you. You got a Rolex on. They want that. You've got some nice necklaces or whatever. They're trying to find that stuff. and weapons and whatever else they can get off of you, right? But if you're trying to get out of the country and you got like a big titanium plate sewn into your shorts, you kind of go, well, that might show up, but you never know when something like this will come in handy, right? So yeah.
That's right. Do you reckon I can get nylon washers locally as well?
I don't know.
It might be a bit harder.
That one's kind of tough. They're kind of a specialty item, but you can certainly get them online, and you can certainly find people like they're not like so unheard of that they're impossible to find. Like you can easily. We're actually going to be offering nylon washers sometime later this week that you can buy like a 6-pack from us or something and just have it tossed in the box. But there was a little hiccup with our supply, so we've finally got that ironed out, and those are going to be available pretty soon too. So yeah.
This is, I'm guessing this is the stamp. Oh, like the jig, I mean.
Yeah, correct.
Whoa, shit, there's some serious engineering in this.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so what am I looking at? So it comes apart.
Yeah. And so that top orange piece is the alignment table for the punches. It just slips into those little holes there. It takes a second to kind of get lined up. You'll notice on the top of that, there are 2 little indents on the top of the table. One is closer to the middle and one is further away from the middle. The one that's further away is the outside line of text, as in it's going to print a line on the outside of the washer. And then on the inside, it prints an inside line. So you end up with 120 characters per side, 240 characters per washer. You just flip it over, but you can do a line of text on the outside of the washer, and then you flip the table around and do a line of text on the inside of the washer. So it's pretty straightforward little setup. Yeah.
That's super cool.
I should actually grab one.
Yeah, and then you've got dots for reference. So that's obviously the outside, this one, and this one's the inside there.
Exactly right. Yeah.
And then, so this has got a screw. I'll go and run and grab a screwdriver for this. That'll take me 2 secs. But what are all the markings around the outside? So it goes from 0 up to 55.
Well, it basically just gives you a reference point. Like it tells you can do 60 characters per line, right? So like on that outside line, you can get 60 characters of text. Then on the inside line, you can get 60 characters of text. So with that, if you kind of get lost, the hardest part about this is like kind of forgetting where you are. Like, did I advance that after I put the letter B in there? Oh crap, I can't remember, right? So if you really had to, you could count up on those marks, but they're just like a general reference. It's kind of more to let you know that you're getting to the end of the washer and that, your next word might be the last word that you can fit on that line kind of thing.
Cool. So do I have it right? There's a little screw in this end and you align that with 0. Do your first one, click it once, do another one, and then just keep going. On. Cool.
Yeah. And if you want a space between the words, you just go 2 clicks.
Dude, so cool. Talk about why you invented it and why you spent some money getting that engineered and stuff like that. I'll go grab a Phillips head screwdriver.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and for me in general, like I actually invented it and engineered it myself. So I've become like a de facto engineer now, but it was a selfish invention right out of the gate. Like I had a competitor's product, and by the time I finished banging away on it, like I was sitting there on the floor like a baboon with a hammer, and it was really uncomfortable. It was kind of difficult to do. I ended up smacking my hand, which kind of frustrated me. And, I had a couple of like bad strikes on the plate. And when I was all done, I kind of looked at it and went, man, this sucks. Like what if I have to take this on a plane, or what if I have to make another one, or do I have to go online and order like another plate, or do I have to do this? And I remember looking at the DIY solution early on. I just thought, man, this is annoying. I don't want to carry around a stack of washers. Like I don't want a roll of quarters in my pocket, And I just had this fleeting thought of like, man, I wish someone made a thing where you could just put all 24 words on one washer. Like I know they make little mini punches. Like why can't someone just do that? And I looked around, no one was doing it. And I thought, well, how hard could it be? Right. So like famous last words. And then, about $20,000 worth of prototypes later and a whole lot of like teaching myself CAD and, just like how machine shops operate, especially like overseas machine shops and all that kind of shit. Like I ended up with something that I was like, oh, this might actually work, And so that's kind of where Microseed was born. I don't know how much of that you got to hear, Sean, but I gave a little overview of kind of where this came from. Like I said,
I'll be able to hear
a selfish invention. So
That's so awesome. I'll be able to hear it and listen back. It'll be a surprise to me when I get the podcast back from the editor. What it looks like is that a washer already, or that's just I put a washer on top of that?
Yeah, that washer's already set in there for you, so you can start stamping right away.
Oh, cool. So I didn't actually need the screwdriver, but just for everyone.
Not yet.
It's easy as. So just make sure it's stamped down there. And we've got one more box to be able to open. And I dare say this is the punches, I'm guessing.
Correct.
Oh, wow. In a proper little box, 1 millimeter. That's box. That's obviously where all the shipping weight comes from, and I dare say the shipping expense.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you got a little tear tag on it. Let's get that in the rubbish bin. 1 millimeter. Holy cow.
I love your reaction to the product. It's really cool.
Yeah.
That is freaking tiny. Oh, I was like, how the hell am I meant to know what they are? But you've made it super easy. Is on there.
Letters right on the front of the punch.
There we go.
Exactly.
0.
Yeah.
But if we have a look at that.
Yeah, you never read it.
Yeah, if it wouldn't be the side one, you have no clue what it is. Like, it's so hard to read this.
Yeah.
Well,
which is one of the things that makes it super remarkable. I mean, the company that makes those punches is great.
I bet. What I want to have a look at is the difference between, so 0 and O are exactly the same. What about the letter L and 1? Are they a little bit different?
They're all capital letters. So L,
cool.
Yeah.
They're sort of the two main confusions. So that's if we can get it to pick it up.
Yeah.
They're just so small, even that. No.
Yeah.
But anyway, one and everything are different. So it's go time. I've been waiting too long for this, gentlemen. Let me find out.
Actually, let me go grab a Microseed myself so I can kind of work along with you.
Cool.
I'll be right back.
Let's go. What I'm going to write is I'll figure out the word. That makes it easy. The letters on the side, you wouldn't see it otherwise.
Yeah, what I usually like to do is actually when I'm stamping, I try to lay all my punches out with the what is on there facing me, which then I can really easily grab them. Like I then can just grab the word and like punch, and this makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing as well. Just laying them out on the table in front of me. Right now, I'm just looking for the words Bitcoin, and then we will stamp these two words into it. I'll need the I again. Cool. So, Robin, when I'm doing these, and that's got the letter on this side, do I have that letter facing me when I do it?
So like wherever you have to, like if you face the letter T and you put it down like that, it also goes in the same direction facing you there. So if you look straight towards the microseed, you put it there. When you then look on the coin, it also is in the same way, if that makes sense.
Same orientation,
in the same orientation as you face it. So how I like to do it is have it facing me, and then I just make the words around it, and so then I can put my punch in there also facing me. So the for example, this would be the T. This is also then facing me, and then I just punch it on there.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick pro tip as well. Like once you drop the punch in, like
I can't see it.
Here.
Yeah,
you can't. Can you see it now?
Yep.
So once I drop the punch in to the little slot there, one of the things I like to do, because there still is some play in here, there's a little bit of tolerance in this thing, or otherwise the punch wouldn't slide in. A thing that I always recommend people do is they kind of put a little finger pressure, like so you slightly pull the punch towards you, and that because sometimes if you just let the punch kind of fly, like the letters will be a little janky. But if you just kind of give it a little pressure, like they line up real nice, it keeps everything pretty stable and pretty centered.
Cool.
There is obviously going to be a little bit of variance there, but like you will 99.99% of the time you should be able to make out all the words.
Cool.
So that's why we always
just on that, making out all the words, 4 letters per word, the first 4 letters.
Yeah, you can do the first 4 letters. This will fit for most seed phrases, unless you pull a bad card and all 12 or all 24 of your seed words are 8 characters long. Like if you have a pretty good mix of like 4 character, 5 character, 6 character, 8 character words, all 12 or all 24 words should fit on a washer.
Fantastic.
Like 12 on one side and 12 on the other. But if you need to truncate, you can truncate down to 6 or 4 and you'll still be able to recreate the word.
Awesome. I didn't think about it. I'm not going to put the numbers, but obviously you'd put 1 and then the seed phrase. But I'm just going to smash out this quickly. We've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 letters and 3, 2, just 1 hit as well.
Yeah, just like it's literally like the lightest of tap. Like it's like that is enough. Like it's literally you don't have to smash it. If you've got it on a nice sturdy table, just a little tap, and you'll be able to see the letters. Like you don't even have to check right now. Like I'm confident enough that if you just give it a good little tap, and then you'll see the entire word when you're done. You won't even have to double check. Just make sure you click between letters. That's the part I always forget. I end up stamping over the top of a letter and go, but.
Sweet. Yeah. Let me smash out these letters real quick and we'll see how long it takes.
Yeah. Well, while you're banging away, I'll tell folks, one of the things you can do, like Sean actually mentioned, like putting the number up front in front of the word. You don't actually have to do that because they're linear text, right? So as long as you can identify the first word in the string, you know which word is number 1. And you can do things like you can do a typo in the first word. You can have a fake first word. You can put a typo in the second letter denotes the second word. There's a lot of creativity you can use to make it so even if someone found it, even if someone discovered and went, oh, hey, wait, this is a seed phrase, it's still not numbered. So they'd still have to get through the entropy of trying to figure out the order of those words. I'm a big fan of Electrum Wallet. I make a lot of Electrum Wallets just for like little drop wallets or just scooting stuff off. And that by default sends you 12 seed words, right? Like that's kind of how that wallet gets generated. You can do more, obviously, but as a kind of stock standard wallet you get out of Electrum. The neat thing about that is you can put 12 seed words on one side of the washer, flip that little bugger over and put 12 fake seed words on the back. No one would ever know which ones are the right ones. If you add a passphrase on top of this, like it makes this thing nearly bomb proof. So it gives you a lot of options for like kind of tinkering, hiding things, making it as hard as possible for an adversary to get through and figure out what it is they've got on this washer, So
this is so cool. This is so cool. This is awesome. That's amazing. I skipped a couple of times when I was doing it. So like you were saying, I just need to get used to it. That's crazy. That is so cool. That is amazing. We interrupt this video to bring you a really quick PSA. How safe and secure is your Bitcoin seed phrase? So many people still hold their 12 or 24 words on paper. Then they sort of upgrade to something like this. This is a titanium version. It does hold all 24 words, but look how big it is. This device, this revolutionizes it. It changes it. It makes it so much more secure. What this does, you can see there's a 1-inch washer on there. It comes with these punches that are almost microscopic. They give you a magnifying glass to be able to see the end of them because you really can't read what that says. And then they give you titanium washers, nylon washers. Think about this for x-rays, body scanners, metal detectors, border passes, just around the house with the metal detector wand, stainless steel as well. These are great for hot wallets. The titanium is going to survive a house fire. But this, compared to this, look at the size difference to it. You could fit 8 of these on this one plate, yet it still contains all 24 words. Imagine how easy that is to be able to hide. Now, the team have given a discount code for everyone. There is a link below. Now, back to the show. That is amazing.
It has some weird addictive feeling to it. Like, I don't know if you also had that, Daniel, but like when I did it the first time, I was like, oh, that's kind of nice, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That I'm not going to be able to zoom in, I don't think, any better than that. But it's Gday Bitcoin. that is so awesome. Obviously, I've put the link below. By the time this video's come out, you get a discount. You can support the channel. Support these freaking legends. That's freaking amazing. I want to keep going.
Please do, man.
That's so addictive. I feel you, Robin. That's freaking awesome. With these plates, when I used to use them originally, it would take so long to be able to stamp it. So when people come out now, I'm like, go to the garage, screw it down, use the engraver, and just get out of here.
Right.
Because especially into that, you'd need a belt it, like smash it super hard to be able to get them in there consistently.
Yeah, that was my experience too.
So crazy.
It drove me nuts. But just a little tap on this thing. The neat thing about it is now that, we've been to like 3 or 4 conferences showing the Microseed, and I've probably stamped, 300 seed words now, right? Or 400. Like, it's just like nonstop stamping. And the kind of neat thing about it is people go like, hey, well, how long does this thing last? I'm like, it never even occurred to me to question that, right? Like, I just keep using the same tool that I've had since I built the very first one. Like, my first prototype is still the same Microseed I'm using. And that thing is stamped hundreds of washers for hundreds of people. So it's a very, very durable tool. This thing's made out of aircraft grade aluminum. The center spindle is actually 7075 aluminum, so it's even harder than most common aluminums. We spent a lot of time designing this thing and making sure that it works well for people, and that it's going to be durable and something that can last, but we've had some great people come along, like Stacy sat down, her kids were helping her stamp words, and Pastor Coin, same thing, his kids kind of helping him do stuff. But yeah, you have a lot of options with this, and there's a little bit of art and craft to it. It takes a little time to kind of get used to it, but once you get in the groove of it, like I can literally bang out a seed phrase in less than 10 minutes. It's pretty astonishing, Yeah,
that's so awesome. I got them back in order as well. That's that's incredible. I think what I might do as well, I've got a label maker.
Yeah.
I might just print a label like A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, blah, 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 etc., to be able to look down and just be able to pick them up just as quick. But gentlemen, well done. That's
thank you.
That's so freaking awesome. I'm going to stamp a couple. I think what I'm going to do is probably put on, a million Satoshis or something onto one of them and give them to my mate and say, hang on to this.
Yeah. That'll be $1 million, brother, man. Yeah.
100%. Awesome. Fuck. That is so awesome. Well done. That's
thank you.
That's incredible.
I appreciate it,
how's the clicking work? Like
that was actually kind of a bit of an engineering challenge, but there's a little spring plunger in there. We actually did a lot of micro machining to get that to work the first time around. I've since found a better way to do it. So now the next generation that are coming out are even more like, it's a stronger, more tactile click, and it's a little easier for us to make. So we're still refining a couple little things here and there, but this thing works the way it is right now. And
bloody oath, it works. Well. That works amazing. One thing, because I wasn't sure if I'd clicked or a double turned or whatever, double clicked on it, just to have like a notepad, and then you could just make a mark each time or whatever, and just tally it up as you get it. That's super easy.
Well, I found,
I love it.
If I may, I found that for me personally, I make it a point to make it very habitual, right? Like I put a punch in, I stamp the punch, I click the thing, I take the punch out. I put a punch in, I stamp the thing, I click the thing, I pull the punch out, right? Like I never deviate from that, just to make sure, like if the punch is still sitting in there, someone comes in and starts talking to me, I go, punch is still in there. I know I didn't click it or whatever it is, so I never get screwed up. Even then, when we were packing up this last order, I was like, oh, I need to make one for the product photos or whatever. And right in the middle of it, if you look at our product photos, I have a double stamp there. So I'm just like, God dang it. We're in such a rush,
Yeah.
But you can't really tell. And the cool thing is you can still read the words. So, and if you make a new wallet, I don't know how many people are still with the old school typing classes, like back in the day when you had a carriage return, but Probably not that many, but the way you would fix a mistake back then is you just back up and then type X's over the top of everything. And so if you ever need to make a new wallet, you want to obscure that thing, you just go through and just stamp a bunch of X's right on top of what you had, and it's gone, right?
Yeah. Or even just get out an angle grinder and just
blast it. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah.
I've did that with but before this I had like a really big plate. And like went through and just got the angle grinder out and then just like sanded it all off, and then I chopped it into tiny little pieces. But it was like maybe 3 times the size of this.
Oh wow.
So it took like a long time to be able to do, and then to be able to chop it up. I don't know if it's titanium. I think it might have just been stainless steel, but it took like a long time, a couple of hours to destroy that seed phrase.
Yeah.
That if you needed to get rid of it pretty quickly.
You can just smash the file with a hammer. I mean, the thing is, the beauty of it being that small form factor is like people aren't curious about it. Like you would walk past a washer sitting on the ground 100 times, and I don't think there's ever a time when you'd stop and go, I feel like stopping my day today to pick up this washer off the ground just to see what's on it, right? Like just no one does that.
Yeah, that's right. I need to... I've got really good eyesight, 20/20 vision, but I need to hold it about there, and I can just read it. For there, it's so small. That is,
a lot of people, they'll take their phone out. Don't take a picture of it. Whatever you do, don't record your seed phrase on any electronic device. But you can use the zoom function on your camera. You can zoom in on it. That can help you see it. Magnifying glasses help you see it. One of the things with the nylon washer, and one of the things that's really neat about that nylon washer, is once you stamp those seed words in there, they're nearly impossible to read because there's no contrast to it, right? So one of the things you have to do is get like a little magic marker and kind of mark around it, or a little bit of paint or something like that to bring those letters out. But it aids a lot in obscurity. It makes it so like if you had a nylon washer in your pocket, like you wouldn't have to obscure it any further than that, and it would just be, it's pocket dust, right? Like no one's ever going to care about it. No one's ever going to figure out what it is. But I say nylon washers are super handy for things like if you're going to be traveling to Burma next year and you don't know if the Burmese military is going to be friendly to you this year or not, or you don't know if the Burmese cops are going to be cool, you can you could just put, 100,000 Satoshis, 1 million Satoshis, 10 million Satoshis onto this little nylon washer. And there are places in the world where prisons aren't like they are in the US or New Zealand or Canada or the United States. There are places where you go to prison, they go, "Do you got any money?" "No." "Well, you're probably going to starve. So good luck, buddy." But if you got that thing sewn into your clothing or you swallowed it or something like that, you can literally be buying your way out of problems. Or if you get shaken down on the streets of Paris and, you get mugged and they take your phone and your passport and this, that, and the other thing, rather than sleeping in the police station that night, you can go to an internet cafe, download Tails, open up an Electrum wallet, and you have Bitcoin. You can give that to somebody. You can cash it out. You can exchange it. You can get some money. And it could be the difference between spending the night on the street or spending the night in a hotel room and calling your mates and trying to figure out a way to get out of wherever you are. So there's a lot of reasons for this. It's not just about protecting your seed phrase. That is one good use case for it. And it's very, very easy to hide. Like I use my old plate as a drop thing. Like I put that in the safe. If someone breaks in the safe, congratulations. You just found yourself like 1 million Satoshis. Way to go, dude. But the washers you can put anywhere. And people say, well, how can I find it after a fire or this or that or the other thing? I go, that washer can go anywhere a washer can go. So if you bolt it to the back of your fridge is not going to melt. And it's going to be pretty easy to find in the rubble. If you just go and go, oh, that's the fridge. Let me scoot that out from the wall, unscrew that. But also, I would point out to a lot of people that there are people in California that still can't get back into their houses because of the wildfires. There are still people in Hawaii that can't get back into their houses because of those wildfires. There are people in North Carolina that still can't get back to their houses because of the hurricanes. So if you got your plate and that's your one thing that you got bolted into your safe and you feel pretty secure about it, what happens if there is a natural disaster and they just won't let you back to your house and you get shot as a looter if you try? You go, that's not great, especially if they go, oh, this place is condemned. It's too dangerous. We're just going to bulldoze it. And you go, but all my Bitcoin is right. I just need that, please. So if you can make a bunch of washers, you can literally stamp geocoordinates into a washer. You can say, hey, at these geocoordinates underneath this tree, 6 feet down is a little like stainless steel pipe that's got a coin in it. That's super important, like, or you can just have it bolted to the back of your mom's fridge, or you have it bolted to your mate's, bicycle if you wanted. There's a lot of options there.
That's this is super amazing. I don't keep any of my seeds at home for good reason, and I don't use these either. This is sort of the cheapest thing that I would have recommended to other people, and it's $60 to $90 per person. So to make like more and more copies, well, it's sort of a waste of sats. But yes, like you need to protect it,
right?
But this, like you're saying, I don't know. Maybe a titanium washer would be 50 cents or something. It's super incredible.
And there's a really interesting aspect of that. If I had a friend that is really like into like prepping and the preppers community, and I look into this a little bit more and more. And they have a thing where they say like, oh, you need to have kind of like your emergency kit, where you put like maybe a gun, food, some things in there, and they always say like, oh, put your gold coins in there. And I was thinking, oh, like with a microseed, you can put literally just like whatever amount of Satoshis on like one microseed, like put 1 million Satoshis per coin, put like a bunch of coins in there. And then you can go ahead and like actually have like your million coin Satoshis in there and say like, oh, here, please, here's 1 million, million Satoshis for your service. Yeah. And so like, what the Microseed really allows is for the most creative solution to be used for Freedom Tool. That's why I'm so freaking bullish on that one, because it just has a lot of different variations where you can use it. Obviously, the first one is just like putting your seed phrase on the titanium, but beyond that, there's so many different possibilities, things that probably some customer will think of that we haven't even really thought about. Yeah. There will be a lot of really interesting use cases for that.
Yeah.
Hey,
well, we had a customer. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
I'll be quick, but yeah, like if you had your words on this, hand it over, million Satoshis. It turns it in, like I was saying earlier, physical gold, final settlement. Once they have that, that's freaking amazing. Oh, you could give them this thing, be like, give it back to me in 24 hours, put it onto a new wallet, whatever it is you need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, a lot of options. I love what Robin said about it. Like, and that's kind of spot on. We had a guy that actually made 3D coasters, and then he stopped the print halfway through. He put the washer in the middle and printed right over the top of it. So they're little Bitcoin coasters. But he told his kids, look, if anything happens to me, break that thing open. This is what you need to do. This is what's in there. I started goofing around with like wax stamps for letters. And I just dripped the wax right on top of the coin and then put the stamp on top of it. And lo and behold, it sealed the letter. And you could quite literally put a letter in there that says, hey, this is my last will and testament. Dear Sue, underneath this wax seal is your future. Love, Dad. Right. And so the attorney that gets it goes, oh, yeah, there's a letter in here. I get it. Oh, it's got a cute little wax seal, whatever. And it just sits in his whatever the attorney does with it. When little Susie gets that letter, she can open it up, read it, and go, oh, wow, what's that? Oh, hey, there's something in here. Melt the wax off. And guess what, honey? You're a billionaire. So,
let's go.
That's neat stuff you can do with this thing.
Really neat. Really freaking cool. Like Robin was saying earlier, like you just want to do more and more of it. I'm like, I want to run a workshop locally just to get people to enjoy this. That's that's a lot of fun. I'm going to stamp out a couple and then hand some out to some people locally.
Awesome.
And it's actually interesting because, like as you said, like you wanna like do this locally. It's almost like a family tool, Like if you are like a Bitcoiner family, maybe your dad is into it, like your sister's into it, and all of that. Like you need like just like one of these. You can hand it over to them, and they can stamp it, and you have no way of knowing their seed phrase. So like you can share this device with other people, and they have no way of knowing like what is your seed phrase, which is kind of like kind of magical, because it's like this is, I mean, I'm repeating myself what I said like early on, is like you buy one thing one time for your whole family and you use it all your life. Like that's the last, I always phrase that like it's the last backup solution you ever need to buy. Of course you can buy the titanium washers, you can buy all the things also from the shop. But you can also just literally go to the store and pick it up for a few cents of like, hey, here's my washer. Here's another seed phrase. It's super freaking easy.
Yeah. I love it. Now, something that I want to round this out with really quickly, and Daniel, like you're just amazing with doing it. You're like, get your seed off paper, steal titanium, and then run a frickin' node. Be your own bank. Yeah. And you're just like every single day, it's like run your own node, run your own node, run your own node, run your own node. And you're absolutely relentless with it. You don't stop, you don't shut up about it. Now, obviously, this node is not plugged in, and there's good reason for it. I am running the server 1 start 9, which is a frickin' incredible thing. I've got the founder coming on in a couple of weeks' time to be able to talk about it. It's awesome. So I went from this, which is a Raspberry Pi, and it was all right. It's super slow, but I didn't know anything different, like loading and stuff. That server 9 is going from like a horse and buggy to like, it's just like a Ferrari. It's a rocket ship. It's just so quick, so responsive. Yeah. I got new internet as well. It took 3 weeks to download the blockchain on this. I think with the device, but obviously the increased internet speed, less than 24 hours. It was like 18 or 20 hours. The whole blockchain was synced. I was like, oh my God, thank you, Elon Musk, with Starlink. It was amazing. But just, and I didn't realize it's not just a node. You can use it for a full stack server. I'm going to keep that as specifically a Bitcoin NOTs node with it. And then I'm going to get a second one. I'm going to run that as a server stack. But this, it needs to catch up with a couple of blocks. It's been unplugged for about a week now. But it's running Core version 29 if I was to plug it back in and get it going. I'm a bit pissed off with Core at the moment. That's my own thoughts. I'd like to get your thoughts. But before that, like Daniel, why are you so relentless with pushing nodes and then hand it over to Robin? And why do you think everyone should run a node? I think it's mandatory. I don't think it's a nice to have or about supporting the network. I think it's about being freaking sovereign for the individual, most importantly. Yeah. But what are your thoughts?
I agree. I mean, right out of the gate, like, thank you for bringing that up, because I mean, I tell people endlessly,
every
like, there's
freaking day,
all kinds of ways to back up your seed. Yeah, every day. There's a million ways to back up a seed phrase. Like you said, you can just engrave it on metal. Like, I think Microseed is a great way to do it. I think it gives you a lot of options. But if you had the choice between, like, say, buying a Start 9 or buying a Microseed, I'd go buy the Start 9, please. It's so much more important that we all participate in the network. The thing about which version you run is actually at the core, no pun intended, is the core of the issue. Right now, there are 23,000 reachable nodes, right? And of those 23,000, about a third of them are run by corporations. They're run by exchanges like Binance. They're run by BlackRocks and, Wall Street bros and just major corporations, and old school whales are the people that kind of dictate what Bitcoin is, right? And what software is run on the network dictates what Bitcoin is. What gets passed as a transaction, what follows consensus rules, is what Bitcoin is. And the purpose of Bitcoin is decentralized and permissionless, right? So if you have 23,000 nodes and 60% of them or 70% of them are in the United States and the EU, that's not decentralized. It's not decentralized enough. The thing we absolutely need to do as Bitcoiners is to stop being apathetic hodlers, to stop being price speculators, and to start being participants in the network. Bitcoin, in my opinion, is the most important invention that's ever been created by mankind. It is the first and only property that's ever existed that cannot be seized by the state. That changes the rules of the game forever. It is a shot heard around the world. People just haven't realized it yet.
Yeah.
And when they finally do, we don't want it to be at a time when the network has been co-opted by a bunch of corporations and government goons, right? And right now, the network is potentially vulnerable to that. It is resilient to it right now, but if it becomes like the $20 trillion asset, believe you me, there are going to be a lot more forces going, hey, wait a minute, I don't like that I can't control that. And if I can control it, I'm going to be the most powerful guy in the world. So let me go figure out how to control that. We don't want that to happen. 23,000 nodes, it's a barrier that can be overcome. 23 million, impossible. Never, ever, ever happen. That is freedom money. That is freedom property for eternity if you get to 23 million nodes. 1 million nodes is a massive, massive buffer. But that's why I say it's so important. It's the most important thing you can do. Whether you pick knots or core, I don't care. I really don't.
Same.
If you have a node, you have a voice in what happens to the network, right? 1,000%. So yeah, that's my soapbox. I'll get off it now because I'll just ramble about it endlessly. But that is the most important thing to me in the world right now. Get people to run nodes. I have a quiet personal goal that like by the end of 2026, if we could get 1 million nodes, I would be just over the moon. And I would sleep so well because everything else in my life is wrapped around Bitcoin. My life has improved 10,000% because of Bitcoin. Yeah. I want to make sure that the rest of the world gets to get those benefits just like I did. And 1 million nodes will absolutely do that 1,000%. So God bless you for running a node, for participating in the network. I love that. There's a ton of ways to do it. I love that you're a voice that's supporting that. And anybody that's on board with that, I'm on board with 1,000%. So thank you.
I want to add like 100%, like everything Daniel said, like I could just repeat. I try to like add some extra thoughts to that. As also Daniel said, like there's a lot of people that are very focused on like the price action, and I always come back to like, okay, what is Bitcoin actually giving us? And I've said it today in the live stream. I've said it multiple times in the podcast. For me, what I've learned from over 600 different episodes on the podcast, there are three main pillars that you get from Bitcoin. The first one is the wealth aspect. Like, oh yeah, Bitcoin is going to 1 million, then 10 million, then 100 million. That's awesome. Like we are getting wealthy and we are getting rich, and that like 1 million Satoshis will be once worth like $1 million and will buy you a bunch of shit. And then there is the second aspect of Bitcoin. This is the kind of the freedom aspect of Bitcoin, where you can decide, hey, I keep my own keys. I want to have my own wallet, and I can decide who I give my money towards. I can decide who can access my money. And then there's a second aspect in the freedom category is like running your own node. It's your vote in this freedom revolution, what is being run. And as Daniel said, for me, the emotional reaction of the community of like what version should be run is understandable, but I don't understand why not more people are emotional about why not more people run a node. So like for me, I think Bitcoin would succeed more if it gets to 10 million nodes than if it gets to 10 million US dollars. Obviously, we would always all love to get like, oh yeah, like my Bitcoin is worth a lot. That's amazing. But like having more nodes on the network makes Bitcoin worth more. This is the freedom aspect is what allows the number grab technology to prosper. Like we need the freedom aspect. We need the fundamentals to get the number grab technology, to get this 10 million US dollar price. And as Daniel said, and it's very, very important, is Bitcoin gets bigger and bigger with every year. So the honey pot, the thing that people want to get to and want to control, gets bigger and bigger. So this is kind of my most important aspect of like get to participate in the network and run a node. And one more aspect to that is, I was very reluctant on that part. I did self-custody from day one. Like I bought Bitcoin and just like the YouTuber that I was following back then said like, you should get your own wallet. And I was like, I just did that. But for a very long time, I did not even know what a node is. And I recently asked actually my YouTube community, hey, what will you run, core or nodes? And a couple of people were asking me like, what is a node? and they watch my content. I'm like, okay, I didn't do a good enough educational content, because like this is very fundamental for the Bitcoin network. And so what I kind of want to demystify this whole thing. You can run a node on any computer. Like you can just grab a computer. Maybe you have an old computer running and like just tinker with that. You don't have to, at first, you don't even have to buy anything. Then if you are tinkering more, you can, as Sean just showed, you can do it on any Raspberry Pi, on any literally computer, and just do it and set it up. My favorite is Start9, and it sounds like we always like Start9 salespeople, but I at least I'm not affiliated with them. But I packed it up. It was like an Apple-like experience. You just plug it in your Ethernet, you plug it in your power thing, and then you just like type in, what is it, start.start9 or something like that in your browser, and you get the instructions, you do the small things, and it's like super easy, and it's like plug and play. And so don't think it's complicated. It's quite the opposite. It's actually quite easy, especially now if you have tools like ChatGPT and like things like that running. Just like get it started, like get the tools, and it's very easy. And what it does, and that's why I also tell people to do that. What it does, it forces you to make a decision. It's like, oh, there's Bitcoin Core. There's also Bitcoin nodes. Okay, what's the difference actually? Like, what is different for me running a node on this one or on this one? Oh, I can do some settings here. Oh, what is that data size carrier? I think something like that, like the op return thing. Like, what is that? What does this actually mean for my node? What does this mean for the network? And setting this up makes you then can no longer get out of it. Like you have to you're confronted with those questions, and you learn a lot about the Bitcoin network. So with that, I'm also very passionate about that. So with that, I'll keep my rant a little shorter.
Yeah, I think just to be able to round out, like a lot of people that's saying, come for the gains, stay for the revolution, and sort of to speak into what both Daniel and Robin were saying, Bitcoin's got zero value unless you can take it into self-custody. That's what gives Bitcoin its 2.4 whatever trillion dollar market cap. If you couldn't take Bitcoin into self-custody, it'd just be worthless. So that's the real revolution. And a lot of people do leave it on the exchange. And it's the same as leaving fiat in the bank. Just like get it on steel at a minimum. Titanium's even better. You can just press as much as you need. But if you need somebody to hold your hand the Bitcoin way, there's a link below as well. And then just on that server 9, run any node, an old computer, a Raspberry Pi. They're pretty cheap. The only issue I had with this was the fan. I needed to replace that, and it kept going again. And the hard drive, it took me a couple of hours. It was just being a little bit weird, but it was good, and it lasted about 18 months. That one was pretty expensive. So after I got it and I plugged it in, and I had somebody else's discount code for it. They said, use this. So I reached out to Start9 straight away and said, this is absolutely amazing. Can I have a discount code for my community? Same thing I did with you guys. If I find something that works, that's helpful for people, take it or leave it. Like, make up your own decisions, ladies and gentlemen. If you want it cheaper, there's a whole lot of things in the description below. But the Microseed, it's thanks so much for coming on. It's 1:15 in the morning for Robin. It's about 5 in the afternoon for Daniel, and it's 9:15 for me. So I'm going to get stuck into my day. But just, gentlemen, thank you so much. And truly, it's a marvel. I think this is a really amazing contribution to the Bitcoin space, the Bitcoin community, for people that are seeking, fuck you, freedom money. Well done.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man. And just thank you for your support and for all the work you're doing with your show. It's a great podcast, and it's very informative, and great content, great vibes. So thank you as well.
I absolutely
Sean
appreciate
is amazing.
it.
And I do it because I know it's so important. If you watch this video and you haven't subscribed to Sean, there's usually this like discrepancy between how many people watch and how many people subscribe. Sometimes it's like 50%, sometimes 40%. It's shockingly how many people watch without subscribing, and it really helps Sean out. So like, just leave him something there, like a subscribe or something like that. And if you happen to to buy Microseed, make it through Sean's links. It helps also his channel, like, in supports him. So, like, I think this is the third pillar that I was kind of forgetting last time. It's like the community and culture aspect of it, and the helping together. And this is so nice what Sean is doing. He's just like reaching out, like, hey, I love the product. I would love to just like engage with that. Like we didn't reach out to, like, Sean was like, oh, like, can you make a video, like like any of those? He just like, I love the product. Like, I would love to do an unboxing video with you guys. And like, that's freaking amazing. That's why I'm in the Bitcoin community, because people are just genuinely helpful and want to promote great stuff. Like that's it. And so with that, I want to promote Sean.
dude, I love it. Like, anyway, any of us gentlemen can lead other people to the freedom that we've found in our own lives, and to be able to accelerate that. Like, you can spend a lot of time. We've all spent thousands of hours, more than 5,000 hours over the last 6 years. And the amount of podcasts and the conversations and stuff. People don't have 5,000 hours to go down the rabbit holes and stuff, but they can tune in for like a 1 hour podcast or whatever. And they're like, oh, I need to stamp it onto steel minimum. Okay, like, how do I do that? That's great. Microseed or whatever you want to use. I need to run a node. Like, what node do I want to use? Old computer, maybe a Raspberry Pi. Maybe I want to go to a dedicated server. Whatever it is, that, if you're to go out and then you to be able to search for it, and then you like need to do reviews on everything, you need to triangulate. You're like, all right, my Bitcoin's still on the exchange. It's been on the exchange for a while. What do I need to do? And watch endless YouTube videos, triangulate that data, spend like 50 to 100 hours to get a pretty good setup. Or you can spend some time, a little bit of money with people like Tony from the Bitcoin Way. Yeah, but exactly. Like in any way, to be able to like accelerate that journey, because I think we've got about 3 years left, at least here in Australia, where you've got an opportunity to get a meaningful amount of Bitcoin in self-custody, and then you're absolutely screwed. I think digital IDs, CBDCs, social credit scores. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully the world doesn't go fucking dystopian, but you can protect yourself now. Like, just do it, please, ladies and gentlemen. It's your own freedom. It's your friends, your family, it's your community around you. Those are the ones that you love the most. Just get it right. But gentlemen, it's been a freaking pleasure. Make sure you subscribe to Robin. I'll put both their X accounts below, as well as the link to Microseed. If you use it, you'll support me. You guys get a discount as well. But either way, get your Bitcoin off paper, get it off the exchange on steel minimum, please. But gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sean.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks, everyone. Please do something nice for yourself today, and for somebody else out there. Be blessed. Peace.